everybody. Welcome to our Get to Know Us 605 Running Company staff interview series. Tonight I have with me Maren. Thank you for joining us. And for those of you who don't know myself, my name is Derrick. I'm Assistant Store Manager. So with that, we'll just jump right into it. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from? What school did you go to? What college did you go to?
I am born and raised in Sioux Falls. I went to Washington, and funny, over the years actually found out that Greg and I would have gone to school at the same time, but ran with different crowds, and he's a little younger than me. So I work full-time as an RN in palliative care at Avera McKinnon, and I got my bachelor's in nursing at SDSU. So I am born and bred South Dakotan and have not really gotten away.
Awesome. So how long have you been running then? Since high school? And if so, what got you into it in the first place?
Oddly enough, I played soccer in high school, but never did anything with like track and field or any kind of actual just running. It was soccer was all I got. And it was in 2009 I had looked back at some photos that I had just gotten and was like, I need to make a change here. So I had some friends that were actually going to start training. It would have been in like September. They were going to train for the Jingle Bell Run after the Thanksgiving Day parade. And so we all trained for that together, and that was the first 5K that I ever ran, and I had so much fun, and I just kind of kept doing 5Ks after that. And then as I'm sure is familiar to a lot of people, that just kind of continued to grow. Then I thought I'd try my hand at a 10K, and then 10Ks became my favorite new distance. And then finally I think I did the Sioux Falls half. I believe my first one was in 2012.
Awesome. I love to hear kind of unconventional journeys into the running world. Like myself, I didn't run in high school either. So I love hearing people who kind of got into it at a later age.
I would have been 20. Oh God, I don't even want to do math, but mid-20s. So
Awesome. And so how did you started running? How did that kind of translate into 605 Running Company? How did you get into our community, and what kind of impact has that made on your life?
I call myself a extroverted introvert. Sometimes I present probably a little more outgoing than I feel like I am. And so I always considered myself to be kind of like the lone wolf. I never wanted to do any of the group run things, nothing like that. And I had run the Chili Cheeks 10-mile race, and everyone was like gathering for some pictures. And there was this big group of women that were like, come on, it's Sioux Falls Women Run picture. And I'm like, oh, I'm not a member. And Sarah, the gal that actually founded it, she grabbed me and she said, well, you should be. And so she pulled me into that picture. And then I was like, I probably need to look more into this. So I started running with a group of girls from Sioux Falls Women Run. And then subsequently, that was actually how I found out more about 605 Running Company. I was only ever really familiar with Runner's Block as far as local stores go. But then 605 did a lot of sponsorship stuff for Sioux Falls Women Run. So started spending more time down there and got into doing the group run. And again, that relationship just kind of evolved. And the job I was working at the time afforded me a little bit of extra time in my day. And so I just talked to Greg and said, hey, is there any opportunity for like these weird hours that would maybe be like 8 hours a month?
Right. And that's just a testament to, how 605 Running Company operates. Just, we're all about engagement with the community and just having them pull you in. And that's an awesome story. I love hearing stories like that. Moving along, tell us just one quick fun fact about yourself.
Oh, fun fact. I'm like a science nerd. Actually, I'm probably like an art nerd that was born into a science brain. because I think I have like equal parts right and left brain, which is why nursing is probably a good career for me, because they say that there's an art to nursing, but then there's also a lot of science involved. And so I have a little bit of a creative side that I like to flex periodically with, doing a little art here and there. And unfortunately, I don't do quite as much of that as I used to, but I like to flex those muscles every once in a while.
Yeah, and you help out with the 605 aspect as well with some of our
Yeah, the
social media type posts as well. So, that can kind of you can kind of let loose a little bit with that as well.
use my creative brain.
Yeah. So up next, we just have a couple kind of quick fire questions about your running preferences, what you like, what you don't like. So do you prefer road running or trail running more?
Mostly road.
Mostly road?
Yeah. I've always saved trails to be kind of like my break from road running. So
Sure.
I haven't gotten super involved with doing races and stuff because I don't want to ruin it for myself.
Right. Mostly, do you go on the bike trails a lot or just like around sidewalks and on the road?
I live in T, so I am kind of stuck in T most of the time just because of time constraints.
Sure. Yeah, that's a long trip just to go for a run. So
yeah.
And when you're out there, do you like listening to music and podcasts or no headphones at all?
I've become a podcast junkie over the last few years, and I'm a huge true crime fan. So it's kind of a weird podcast situation to be listening to when you're running by yourself out in the country at 5 o'clock in the morning. But.
Yeah, about kidnapping stories maybe
Yeah.
as you're out in the middle of nowhere. No big deal. That's amazing. So I know it's getting a little bit nicer out now the past couple of days, but when it's cold and icy, do you prefer, braving the cold and running out there, or do you like going on the treadmill?
I've always said if the ambient air temperature is 0 or above, I'm generally pretty game to go outside. In college when I would run just periodically, I always was like treadmill all the way, all the time, treadmill. But you'll definitely find me on the treadmill more when it's hot out.
Oh, is that the case? Yeah.
Yes. I don't do well with heat.
Well, that and the sunburn aspect as well, I guess. Yeah. And so when you're out running, what's your favorite type of workout? Do you like hills best, speed work, or the long run?
Probably if I had to pick, probably speed work as far as workouts. I think it passes the time.
Yeah. It's kind of fun getting the legs turning over. Are there even any big hills in T?
Oh gosh, no. Greg and Ben and Chris always make fun of me because my total elevation gain is usually like 70 feet.
That's amazing. It's like the Fargo Marathon.
Yeah.
Your biggest elevation gain is going under an underpass, and that's about it.
Yep.
And when you're out there, do you go by feel or do you pay attention to heart rate at all, or?
I have my Garmin, and so depending on where I'm trying to hit pace wise, I just I get a little bit reliant on my watch. But if I'm trying for a recovery run, then I try to not look at that and just go by what doesn't feel miserable.
Exactly. And when you're all done with your run, what's your favorite meal?
I usually run in the morning, so and in the wintertime especially, some like warm breakfast. I'm a sucker for some fried eggs and toast.
Yeah, and you and I both have. That's my go-to. Or maybe some oatmeal.
Yeah. Yep.
And so what is your favorite, well, actually, you maybe mentioned this, your favorite race distance, and do you have any races upcoming?
I took a break from racing. COVID kind of threw a little bit. I think I was supposed to run Whistle Stop last year, which would have been my first race in like a year. I just kept getting hurt for everything that I trained for, so I decided to just get back to running for enjoyment. Um, I like the half's a good challenge that pushes me enough to where I'm not comfortable, which I think is good. Um, the 10K is to me the most fun distance because it's just long enough to feel worth it, but it never puts too much stress on me.
Yeah, not too long to recover
No,
afterwards then, huh?
no.
Perfect. And when you're racing or when you're training, what's your favorite shoe right now?
I was always a dedicated Asics Kayano for the longest time. And then I started working at 605 and I had to try different shoes. And I realized there was a lot more out there than just that. And so I actually haven't been able to get back into Asics. The Brooks Adrenaline has kind of been my comfort zone, but a close second is the Skechers Forza. And then sometimes I can run in a neutral shoe depending on distance. And so I like the New Balance 1080 a lot.
Awesome. Yeah, the glycerin has been really popular. It feels like just about everybody who puts it on their feet just falls in love with it.
I've
So
been in
no,
that one lately.
yep, no surprise that it works for you. That's super popular. But I think that's it as far as questions I have for you tonight.
Awesome.
Thanks for joining us. And everybody out there in the community, I hope to see your faces in the store, see both of us, come hang out. And yeah, thank you for joining us. Good night.